Yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello. My
Me
name
here.
is Karina, and it is a honor for me that you start your morning with a conversation with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes. So you have a very interesting nickname in Instagram, Mermaid in Shade. Yes.
Yes, so
And
I have two handles. Mermaid in the Shade is one, and then Sun Care Coach. I actually operate both. Mermaid in the Shade is more for just a lighter approach to sun care, and then my Sun Care Coach page is my business page.
oh, I watched your video, and you have a very professional voice, and I thought maybe you are an actress.
I am a former television news anchor and reporter.
Oh.
So that was a previous life. I spent 10 years in the broadcasting industry.
Oh, where are you from?
I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah. Is it a desert, Arizona?
Yes, very much the desert, which makes it very interesting when here I am so fair-skinned, and the skin cancer rate is high, but I just really do my best here. It is desert land.
When did you find out about your skin consist and your diagnosis?
My diagnosis came on Valentine's Day. I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, and it just so happened to be on Valentine's Day. But my story goes way back to when I was a little girl, and I grew up near the beach in Southern California. Like, we lived walking distance. I mean, I would get so sunburned as a little girl, because here I am, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned little girl, and every day with blisters on my face from being so sunburned. Now, you have to remember, back in the late 60s, early 70s, we did not have the sunscreen awareness that we do today. So we didn't know, about the benefits and the importance of sunscreen. So it wasn't until about when I was 12 years old and I went to my annual pediatrician appointment, and my pediatrician looked at the scarring all over my nose and my cheeks. And he said to me that if I got one more sunburn, that I would get skin cancer. So at a very, very young age, not being able to really process what he was saying, all I knew was that I was to be afraid of, scared, and I hid from the sun for decades, and just started this whole journey of being sun sensitive, and then was diagnosed in February of this year with squamous cell. So he actually did me a favor. At the time, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm cursed. Here I live in Southern California. All my friends are playing outside. All my siblings, they're all outside playing. And I couldn't go outside without getting burned. So at the time, I thought I was cursed. But I realize now, to have made it all these decades without having skin cancer, I feel very blessed. I'm glad he gave me that wake-up call at such a young age.
Is this diagnosis popular in your city where you live?
I believe it is. Yes. I mean, growing up in a beach town, I do think Southern California and Newport Beach, where I grew up, is, we're right on the beach. Everyone is outside playing, and so I think so. I don't have the statistics for Southern California, but I do believe that it is high in skin cancer, as is Scottsdale, Arizona, where I live now.
Is there a social advertising, I mean, billboard where say you need screen, you need sunscreen, you need wear protective clothes? Have this advertising?
Yes, very much so today.
Really?
So today, I think the message is getting out. Although there have been studies done that a lot of people still don't know about sun care, especially the younger generation, like in their 20s and 30s. There was a study out that I remember that really did say that that generation doesn't have the knowledge really about sun care yet. So that's why too, it's my mission to get this. People of my generation, they're knowing more and more. They're it's something that's really important to us, because a lot of us at this age now, and especially as we get older, are being diagnosed with skin cancer.
Do you have a sun protection strategy? Do you know that need wear every 2 hours sunscreen? Yes, you know it.
Absolutely. My big sun safety strategy really has to do with a multifaceted approach. Wearing a wide brim hat. I do not leave my house without a wide brim hat on, or sun protective clothing. Even when I'm taking out the trash, I have a sun protective shirt and a hat, even if it's just for a few minutes, because I can burn that quickly. So I also make sure that, when I'm driving, that I'm covered. I'll have some sort of an arm sleeve if I'm wearing shorter sleeves. And then I will make sure I'm wearing a sun protective shirt. So I like to look at it as a multifaceted approach.
Really? You're so fashion woman.
Yes. Well, I just want to make sure that, I stay protected. And then it's also important for me to spread the word. I just know for myself how many years that I spent isolated and, feeling out of control regarding my skin and not feeling very confident. Like it was hard for me to really express to others about my skin and about how sun sensitive I was. And then to really feel even disconnected, because I didn't feel that the people around me really understood, because no one else had skin like me, around me. And so today, as a sun care coach, what I love is that I get to empower those with skin cancer to feel more in control of their lives, to feel more confident and connected with those around them, because they're more connected with themselves, which is so important.
Yes. And I saw you have a very beautiful collection of hats.
Yes, I do love my sun hats. I do have a great collection. They're just fun, because I wear hats every day. It's the type of thing, most people maybe wear, like to wear different clothing. And of course I wear different clothing too, but for me, my emphasis is on hats. So that when I go out, I like to have a different hat depending upon my mood and what I'm feeling that day. So whether if I'm feeling really like fun and bright and cheery, I'll wear like a very colorful hat. And then otherwise, if I'm feeling just kind of like, well, I just know I need to protect myself, I'll wear more one that's maybe has the drape, coming down. So I feel more protected.
I know you wrote a book. Yes.
Yes, I am a best-selling and award-winning author of the book. And I wrote that book almost 20 years ago, and it still is selling on Amazon. It was endorsed by Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer,
Oh, really?
Marianne Williamson, Neil Donald Walsh. So it's really been the type of book that has really stayed true. It's a message that is evergreen.
Oh, really? And do you think that diet can prevent cancer?
I absolutely believe
Really?
that the way we eat can have an effect on the way our skin glows. There are definitely foods that we should be eating. I like to think of it as like eating the rainbow, making sure you're getting like the orange and the yellows, like carrots and squash, and then the greens like kale and lettuce and different asparagus and all sorts of yummy vegetables. And then like the reds, red tomatoes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so important for us to be nourishing our skin, whether we've had a skin cancer diagnosis or not. It's important for us to nourish our skin. So I do like to also make sure that I get salmon, which is a great source of vitamin E, and almonds, which is a great source of vitamin E and D. I think salmon is great for vitamin D, I should say.
Oh, really?
And
What is
almonds.
your favorite dishes?
Well, so I do love vegetables. So I love
Really?
going to the farmer's market each week and looking at what's fresh and in season. So I like to just kind of go from there. I'm good with I have a one of those pots. What is it? An Instant Pot, where I can make soups and throw in a bunch of vegetables. I do love that. But I also like to saute my vegetables. And then when it comes to salads, I like eating those raw. I love having a good salad every day, and just making sure, as I said, I look at it as eating the rainbow.
Yes. I have a theory that cancer is like a big puzzle, big puzzle. And every small part of this puzzle, it can be, for example, using a tanning bed, getting a sunburn, or eating wrong food. And what advice can you give to prevent the big puzzle? And how can protect yourself?
Yeah, I would say, like you're saying too, it's a multifaceted approach. Every choice we make is either bringing us closer to a skin cancer diagnosis or away from it. So we want to make sure that the choices we make, even just the little choices of eating fresh vegetables and eating good whole foods, and then also making the choice to make sure that we are protected, and with our sun-safe clothing and hats. Obviously, staying away from tanning beds is a good choice. But I also think there comes a point, and especially because I have had sunburns since I was a little girl. Now, again, I pretty much stopped getting sunburn after about 12. But even then, there were still a few in there. But I think there comes a point when we say, we can't go back and undo what we did as children or in our teens. There's no way to go back and change that. But what we can do is make the most empowered choices that we can today. And to live in that, to know that it's more than just, making the right choice too. Yes, I know every day I have to wear my sun-safe clothing and put on sunscreen and do those things. But it's also coming from my heart, like the emotional impact, because it would be so easy for me to live in fear, thinking, oh my gosh, when I was younger, I got sunburned so many times. And that that can really like overtake me with emotion if I think about that. And instead, I like to flip that and just really affirm and feel good about and know that I'm doing the best I can with the tools that I have today, that I truly am making the best choices, and that I can forgive myself. I can forgive myself for the way I was as a child, because who knew? I didn't know. And again, even as a child, doing the best that I could with the information that I had. So I think that there's an opportunity here for us to really step into our power instead of feeling like out of control, that the skin cancer will, like, because I got burned as a child, it's gonna get me now. I don't believe that. I think we can truly take our power back and feel in control over our thoughts about how we view this, that we can empower ourselves, because it's important to know we have way more power than we think we do. And we do have power in the way that we think about things, in our perspective, and to stay positive.
Yes, absolutely. I want to tell you thank you so much for your story. It was very interesting, and I want to wish you that your life consists with a small puzzle like health, smile, energy, and benefit dishes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Karina. This has been lovely. Thank you so much for having me here and being a part of this beautiful campaign that you're on.